Okay. Good morning. It's time to call to order the November 16, 2023 Oklahoma City Airport Trust meeting. Our first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust meeting for October 26, 2023. Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. All right. Next up, we have the director's report.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, trustees. Good to be with you today. I'm sitting in for Mr. Mulder, who is attending a funeral out of town. For the director's report, I'm happy to pass along that we had a record-setting October for passenger activity. Total numbers for October exceeded the previous record of 2019 by over 4%. With 2023 passenger totals of a little over 409,000 compared to 392,000 in 2019. And recall, this comes on the heels of a record September, so the airport's very busy at this time, and want to remind passengers, make sure you get there early, especially with the holidays coming up. Also, Mr. Mulder asked that I pass along that he will be giving a presentation in December reviewing the trust and department's past year's accomplishments and activities, in previewing the 2024 upcoming activities as well. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the director's report this morning. Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we have Will Rogers World Airport.
Under Will Rogers, item A is approve a professional services contract with H.W. Lochner for an AAR apron rehabilitation project in the amount of $1,293,950.76. Item B is a ratification approval of addendum number 1 for the MetroTech Center roof overlay and award the contract to Downey Contracting LLC in the amount of $564,500 and approve the contract in bonds. Item C is approve amendment number 2 to the interlocal cooperation agreement with the state of Oklahoma to display public artwork at Will Rogers World Airport for the second and final year effective December 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2024. Item D is approve amendment number 8 to the construction contract with Do-It Construction for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of runway 1331, phase 3, with an increase of $24,015.75, an increase of 5 calendar days. Item E is to approve amendment number 9 to the management contract with First Transit Incorporated for the consolidated rental car facility shuttle bus operations and maintenance, extending the expiration date to September 30th, 2024. Item F is to approve supplement number 3 to the hangar lease agreement with HL Aircraft LLC, effective November 16, 2023 through September 30th, 2037. Item G is approve change order number 2 to the construction contract with Hunter Mechanical for a chiller replacement project at the MMAC for an increase of $2,037.36. Item H is to approve plans and project manual submitted by C.H. Guernsey and Company for the passenger boarding bridges project, phase 2, and advertisement for bids. Item I is approve a ground services agreement with Courtesy Vehicle Services with 21C OKC LLC. Item J is approve the resolution with the City of Oklahoma City authorizing the director to submit grant application for Will Rogers World Airport to the FAA for the 2023 Airport Terminal Program and/or 23 Airport Infrastructure Grant for passenger boarding bridges replacement phase 2. Acknowledging this joint resolution as their official action and acceptance of the grants if offered by the FAA, designating each entity's official representative and authorizing the representative to electronically execute grant documents and authorizing payment of trust funds for local matches and any other project costs not funded by the grant programs. Item K is to approve a resolution ratifying the action of the Director of Airports for the approval of amendment number 1 with TK Airport Solutions Incorporated for the terminal renovation and expansion phase 3 passenger boarding bridges package and final acceptance waiving liquidated damages, and placing the maintenance bond into effect. Item L is to approve a resolution revising and replacing the aircraft de-icing anti-icing policy effective December 1st, 2023. Item M is to approve a resolution authorizing the purchase of one 2023 Alamo 19-foot mower utilizing a state contract in the estimated amount of $183,516.95. Mr. Chairman, would request approval for all items under Will Rogers.
Okay. You've heard the request for approval for Will Rogers. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and a second? And the item passes. Next up, item 5 is Wiley Post Airport.
Under Wiley Post, item A is approve a lease agreement with the Putnam City School District for the operation of a high school aviation program effective January 1st, 2024. Item B is to approve assumption agreement and use guarantee for conveyance of PWA T-Hangar Unit number 1303 effective November 16th, 2023. Item C is to approve a assumption agreement and use guarantee for conveyance of PWA T-Hangar Unit number 1701, effective November 16, 2023. Item D is approve amendment number 3 to the lease and operations agreement with Private Jets to memorialize the completion of construction and relocation of the fuel storage facility. And item E is to approve lessor's estoppel certificate with Turbine Aircraft Services, LLC, and Prosperity Bank, effective November 16, 2023. Mr. Chairman, we request approval for all items under Wiley Post.
Okay. You've heard the request for approval for Wiley Post. Is there any questions? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up is Clarence C. Page.
One item under CE page today. Item A is approve assignment and assumption for Block 4, Lot 4 as a hangar site for the storage of a privately owned aircraft effective November 16, 2023 through December 31st, 2026. Would request approval for the CE page item.
Okay. Heard the request for approval for Clarence C. Page Airport. Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Okay. Next up, we have General.
Under General, item A is approve amendment number 1 to the annual maintenance contract for painting, repairs, and maintenance with Vista Construction LLC for their first renewal period at a not-to-exceed amount of $400,000. Item B is approve amendment number 2 to the annual maintenance contracts for annual roofing maintenance and repairs with Alpha Roofing Company, Oklahoma Roofing and Sheet Metal LLC, and Supreme Roofing Done Right LLC, renewing each of the contracts for their second renewal period and a not-to-exceed amount of $300,000. Mr. Chairman, would request approval for all items under General.
You've heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have easements.
Under easements, item A is a navigation and hazard easement for 5100 South Independence Avenue for Will Rogers World Airport. Item B is a navigation and hazard easement for 7701 North Council Road for Wiley Post Airport. Item C is a navigation hazard easement for 3501 Southwest 157th Street for Will Rogers World Airport. And item D is a navigation and hazard easement for 8224 Glade Avenue, Suite A for Will Rogers World Airport. Mr. Chairman, we request approval for all items under easement.
Okay. You've heard the request for the items in general. Is there any questions? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have our requisitions. A requisition ratifying the actions of the Director of Airports and approving requisitions previously paid. And item B, a requisition, approving requisitions dated November 16, 2023. Are there any questions? Can I entertain a motion and a second? And the item passes. Are there any comments from trustees? Okay. Seeing none, are there any comments from staff? Seeing none, are there any citizens wishing to be heard? Seeing none, with that, we wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and thank you for coming out. Meeting adjourned. I'm happy with that one.